Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we started a Void Crusade, and we're just gonna jump right back into it. So we gotta do this one. What does that little thing mean? Oh, it pings the area, I think. We're not gonna run. I decided not to run any Uther's Tarot just because it chews up so much time. If I had really strong weapons where I could sit here and go, yeah, I can melt these dudes anyways, you know, if I had a demon forged needler rifle or like an Exodus rifle or something, I wouldn't care. I would say go for it because my weapon is going to be far better suited for higher difficulty, but as it stands, I'm not. I do have a grenade now. It does reduce my loot quality, which I was very kind of worried over, but this new one, while I'm in focus state, which I think is a suppression state, gives me a chance to cause fear, and even then that's not the big thing. There's a bunch of other traits attached to it that I'm more interested in, including a big health boost, like 38, I think, % more health from attributes. So that's a good stack of health going. I'll have to find a survivor. Huh. I love how these missions feel so much more unique than the random ones you can go on to planets to do. Invictus Shard. Wait, is that the, I have to check that quick. Oh, it's the blue one. I thought it was the one from the first season. I got really excited because like, oh, did they actually just put last season's loot into the game? Like, you know, you probably should. I mean, I'll always be pro that than being against it, because I think players should just be able to have older stuff. Otherwise, it's a waste of programming and stuff. Oh, here's the survivor. Oh, now I have to go get intel. Interesting. See, this wouldn't be too bad if the +2 difficulty for levels wasn't, what was it, like a 40% damage received and a 20% damage reduction for enemies, because that was just painful. Hey, boss. He's a psyker. This is gonna be painful. Unless he's stupid. I mean, I'll fight this guy head on if he's just gonna stand there. I mean, oh no, chaos spawn. One needle shot wipes him out. Also, tell me what you think about how I'm kind of doing these episodes right now, doing 2 missions. Because I like running 2 of these just because it's not story. The only problem is these videos become longer. if it's cool and everybody's still down to watch them, I'll keep doing these for Void Crusades, otherwise I can revert back to one mission per video. I'll admit I'm surprised with how varied these missions are, that it's not just straightforward go kill something. I mean, this intel pursuit, like I said, never seen this before. This is a nice change of pace. Seeing Nurgle worshippers and Adeptus Mechanicus stuff together was interesting. Having to destroy Tyranid, I can't remember what they were. Malanthropes? Whatever they were. Sporosis, that's what it was. That was interesting. Especially because the only time we had something similar to that was with destroying Chaos gates, their little warp gates, and that was about it. This Aspiring Champion's just vibing right there. Just like, oh, I'll pop a few shots, that'll scare him off.
Objectives are met. All data sermons are now in Inquisitorial custody. Praise the Omnisire.
Yeah, let's clear a little bit more of this, because that was really short. Oh, that's all there is to clear. All these other tiles don't connect. So all I have left is just this little corner here. You know what? That's fine. I'm actually really cool with that. Because, you know, not every mission needs to be all the tiles everywhere. It's kind of like I get tired of the ones that are open maps on like desert or ice planets, not because of the missions, but because there's always like one patrol of just garbage dudes walking around. It's like, okay, I get it. Gotta utilize the space. But it's kind of pointless here when I'm just gonna walk up, go, blam, and they're dead. I'd rather have them just lumped together elsewhere. Yeah, this is definitely one where I'm gonna run a second mission. My recording says 9 minutes. That's... with editing, it's gonna be less. So it's like I'm definitely gonna do more here. That's fine. And then... ooh. Secret mission. What's this one? Infested station. That's just a straight line. You know what? We're not gonna sit here and challenge myself, because I know the second I do, it's gonna be like, hey, here's just tons of toxicrins or something.
Maim the heretic, slay the treacherous Xenos, banish the fork-tongued demon spawn.
Oh, so this is just a walk in and blast everybody. Nah. That's fine. Plus, all things considered, these guys are like my level, so in the end, my loot should be pretty good and my level, which at this point is all I'm asking for, is just good loot. kind of surprised they didn't give the Zoanthropes a psychic scream when they die. Either to damage players like how Psychers die when they do that little pulse, or like a synapse. I mean, it's a very minor thing to include, but I would appreciate, you know, synapse creatures having an effect on synapse-reliant creatures. Oh, I saw an article. I can't remember what it was on, but it was, what's your dream 40K game? And some of them were interesting. Some people said, hey, I want an XCOM game where you lead, you know, inquisitorial teams and stuff. And I thought that would be pretty cool. There was... somebody wanted, like, the game Rain, which was just, like, it's like a card game, but it isn't a card game, where it's just like, hey, here's some, you're a king, and here's a comical situation, you need to pick what happens. And in doing so, you know, things happen, and some things may come back, some things may not. And I thought that'd be interesting, but what would be comical in 40K would still likely be very grim. And I feel like if you tried to actually bring proper comedy to 40K, in all seriousness, not like if the Emperor had text-to-speech where it's blatantly comedy and supposed to be jokes, but like an intentional, hey, it's all within the setting and it's legit, haha, funny. It would be kind of like those kids books they did for Warhammer, where it's like, how do you explain to kids, or how do you make light of stuff like flayers from, or I think it's flayers or flayed ones from the Necrons who wear human skin. You know, it's like a dead baby joke. They don't really land very well. They're very grim, and people aren't exactly rolling on the floor laughing. The jokes end up being more of like, oh, that's really messed up. So I was like, that idea is kind of meh. One was like, oh, we need a Destiny-style game, and then they're like, we want Bungie to make it. And I thought, hell no. Have you watched how Destiny has gone downhill ever since they've released 2? Taking a year to catch up to what they did in 1, still never bringing back faction rallies because they're too incompetent. You know, they haven't exactly proved that they would be worth giving the rights to. Even Warhammer, God knows, Warhammer gets enough very low-tier games. It also didn't help, once again, people don't understand scope. So they're like, oh, you could play as the Eldar, or Orcs, or Space Marines, and I'm thinking, alright, right then and there, you have to have multiple skill trees, which, once again, Bungie can't really do those very well. But then, so you got multiple skill trees, you're gonna have multiple storylines, and I already know, if the storylines aren't the greatest, people are gonna complain. But you're already kind of setting yourself behind the 8 ball with having 3 factions you're gonna have to have stories for. Then you have to have all the models for weapons, and you have to have enemies for everyone. So you're either gonna have to have orcs that are friendly to other orcs and then that are hostile to other players, or you're gonna have to have weird instances. It's gonna get real ugly real fast, because you're effectively making, like, at the absolute max 3 different games, at the absolute least 1.5 to 2 games, if you overlap a lot of story elements and, like, missions. But no matter how you spin it, it would be cool, but it's a lot of stuff you gotta do. There were some other ones people were wanting, but most of them didn't really stand out to me. You know, usual, oh, I want an Empire builder, but 40k, and I'm thinking, okay, I mean, it's doable. I just feel like it's not. It's honestly, an Empire builder set in the 40k setting just does not feel very inspired, honestly. And with how the setting is, you're not going to be able to do much. I'd love to see something like, this is kind of deep cut for people who remember it, but Chapter Master, which was a fan-made game that was buggy as all can get out, but a really interesting design. And I feel like if given proper development, proper funding, you could have a very interesting game leading your own chapter of Space Marines. You know, let the players fall to chaos if they want, and wow, I died instantly, that sucks. I forget those guys are actually stupidly powerful. Plasma gun it is. I don't know why these guys are healing. But yeah, like there's stuff I think would be cool. I do think a Destiny style game would be fun, but it has to be like one faction. Like, I think doing one that is... Oh, Regenerate Tower, that explains things. I think doing one as Space Marines, as boring as Space Marines can be sometimes, is viable. You know, you have a very large variety of weapons. You could pull in Archaeotech, you know, Horus Heresy weapons and stuff. If you could... It would be so difficult to design encounters around it. But if you could have a class where you are in a dreadnought, that would be so cool.
You serve the Emperor well, Inquisitor.
Guilds could be chapters. There's a lot you could do. Alright, that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.